Hey guys, I am Belle Carter and welcome to my channel. Now today, I'm going to compare an iPhone with just a legitimate camera and what's the difference when it comes to filming video. Now before I dive into the topic, I just want to mention to you guys, if you want to get my free mini training on 3 hacks to cinematic video, smooth cinematic video, just using your iPhone, go click on the link in the description. Join the group and you will get access to that right there. So go do that after this, but for now, let us just dive straight in. Okay guys, so I have had a bit of experience with both filming with my iPhone and filming with a legit camera. I'm going to call it just a legit camera because I don't really know the specifics of it. I just had it, I borrowed a camera from a person when I just went on my trip last month to the US, where we went and did some filming at a conference to get a fair bit of B-roll. So while it was great to have this camera, probably the best part of having the camera was that I looked legit. Like, people saw me and they thought I actually was like a legit videographer because I had this camera and I had a microphone set up on it. It was all borrowed. This was my first time ever using it, and people just had, like, I spoke to a guy and he's like, I see, because I'm in this video group, I have been doing this video challenge, and he's like, I saw you in the group, but then when I met you in real life and you had this camera, I was like, holy shit, you're actually like legit, like you know what you're doing. And I'm like, mate, I am borrowing this camera. I am honestly new at using an actual camera. So that to me was the biggest thing, was what it looked like to the outside world of when I had this camera. It wasn't necessarily about using it itself, it was just the way people saw me because I had it. So like my status level, I felt legit. However, when I came home and I looked through that footage, I was like, shit, so much of this is just not even salvageable. Because I mean, you can have stabilizers and stuff, but I didn't have one. And for my shots, when I'm filming, I really like to move. I don't like to just be standing and filming. I like to be moving. I like to be part of it. I like to be engaged with it. I like to make it engaging by doing the movement. So like, of course you can get a stabilizer to do that. So but I didn't have one. And when I went back and looked at the footage, which I should have done when I was there, so much of it was bumpy. It was like the camera felt every step I took. It was horrible. It was just horrific to watch. However, that's just the reality of, and that is one thing to consider. If you're going to use a legitimate camera, you should have a stabilizer or just do standing still shots, because it does seriously feel the movement. It moves so much. When I put the camera aside and got out my iPhone, I just had this absolute sense of freedom, because I wasn't worried about getting the camera damaged. I wasn't worried about walking carefully. I knew I could get a smooth shot. I'm used to using my iPhone. I'm used to being able to get smooth shots while walking around, which you will learn if you go and have a look at the training. But so with the camera, it was a different ball game. Like, I was trying to stabilize it, but it was still so jarry. It was really, it was difficult. So when I went away for my first ever trip, I wanted to take a travel video. I thought, this is going to be cool. I love travel videos. How hard can it be, right? So I looked on YouTube at how to do travel videos, and shit, it was complex. Like talking about all these words that I never heard of before, and I was like, crap, how am I going to do this? I've got to learn how to use this camera and then take it and then try and get all the right shots. And I was like, do you know what? This is too much. I'm just going to go. I'm going to do some filming. When I get home, I'll figure it out. That is like the worst video I've ever made. Of course it is. It's my first one. But I made so many errors. Like, just looking back, I was like, girl, okay, listen to me. I'm going to drop you some serious fire right here. And that is, film with the edit in mind. Don't take the footage and then try and turn that into a video. You will make shit so much harder. If you can just film with the edit in mind, you'll get all the shots that you want and you know what you're going to do with them. So much easier. So I tried it with a camera, and it was just I found it difficult. I won't lie to you. It was hard. It was too complicated. I'm like, mate, I just want to make this video for fun. Like, I don't want to become like a professional videographer. That's what I thought at the time. And so then I just was like, seriously, how can I not do this with my phone? Surely I can do this with my phone. So I did some digging, and I went online, and honestly, at the time when I started looking into this, that was back in 2017, and there wasn't much training on using a phone as a video, like as a camera. There will be people out there who teach videography, and some of it you could move over onto an iPhone, but there was nothing specialized in it. So it was a lot of trial and error, and I've just come to realize that literally using your iPhone is more about the way you see your iPhone and your mindset behind the phone than actually the camera itself. I mean, the camera is really good. It shoots in 4K. You can get some seriously good footage just using your phone. Potentially, like, the lighting definitely plays a part in it and everything like that, or what time of day you're shooting. But you can get some really good footage just using your phone. Phones are getting so good. Like, have you seen Lady Gaga's film clip of I can't remember the name of it, but that is all filmed on an iPhone 11. And Selena Gomez's, one of her music videos is also all filmed on an iPhone. Like, they are good. They are literally good. But the same thing applies. You can't just go into it and film it and hope for the best. It's a lot of stuff behind the scenes. But I found that the learning curve on an actual camera compared to the learning curve of an iPhone is so different. This one, you are on a learning curve for a while. It is hard. It's obviously doable, but if you have a lot of time and you really want a high quality, sure, go ahead with a camera. But if you want to just get something across to people, if you want to just get started in the game, just focus on your iPhone, because it's got the good hardware. All you need to know is how to use it to make the most of it, get good at editing, and you can make awesome fire videos. So in summary, if you want to dive into the videography game and you want to do corporate videos and stuff like that, by all means, go get yourself a decent camera and a stabilizer and a microphone, because you need a setup for that. I can teach you how to do all that stuff with an iPhone without all the kit, all the gear. Of course, having gear will take it to the next level, but you can still make awesome stuff just using your phone. The price point and the learning curve of a camera is much higher, so it's really going to be about what do you want to use it for. If you want to make training videos, if you want to make travel videos, if you want to make tutorials, if you want to make pretty much courses. I know people who film their courses on their phone. If you want to make that kind of stuff, I've made videos for like my niece's birthday party. I've made videos for people's cafes and restaurants, and I've made promo videos for people, all using my iPhone. You can do that with a camera. And sure, the quality is obviously going to be a bit higher because the camera is literally made for that, whereas your phone has a lot more going on. However, the phone fits in your pocket. As a friend of mine said to me, he's like, it literally fits in your pocket. And you can do all these things with it, and it fits back in your pocket. And I just prefer a phone because I feel free with it. I feel free. I feel like I'm getting my point across. I can do so much stuff with it. The learning curve is much lower. It doesn't take long for you to pick it up and start making super legit videos. It doesn't take long. I promise you it doesn't. You'll see more training stuff on my page, on my channel, or join the group. There's more stuff in there. The phone wins. To me, the phone wins because you can do all the things that you can do with the camera pretty much. The quality may be slightly lower. However, most people are watching videos on their phone anyway. So if you are filming in a higher resolution, well, it's still going to be changed by when they're watching it. Their phone won't actually be able to bring out all of that quality. And also when you post it on social media or whatever, it does compress the file to an extent so that the resolution will still be different. So it really depends what you want to do with it. But if you are doing this for fun, if you're starting out, if your budget is not like thousands and thousands of dollars, if you want to get this stuff done sooner rather than later, and you don't want to spend the next ages learning about it, if you want to just put out content, you want to get started, just get yourself trained on your phone. It's going to take so much less time, so much less money, still have an awesome product and be much more flexible and so much easier. So for me, the phone wins. The situation where I would have a camera would probably be corporate videos maybe, but in saying that, I have filmed at corporate events before and given the footage which has been used for people's promotional videos. So I don't think there is that much. I feel like photography, sure, go on, like if you want to do a photography, but it's honestly the way people look at an iPhone which makes the difference. People just look at it and they think maybe it's not going to be as good as the camera, but let me tell you that most of the really good footage I have gotten it from my iPhone, shooting it with my iPhone and not with a camera, not with a legitimate camera. Now obviously I don't have as much hours in camera operation than I do in iPhone operation, so I am going to have more. But the end of the day, when all is said and done, for me, it's going to be the iPhone. Especially if you're just getting started, just use your phone. Don't worry about going onto the video. Going onto the camera. Once you've got the basics anyway of an iPhone, you can then make the decision to go and get yourself a camera and go ahead down that path. But the more cameras the more iPhones coming out, and the cameras are continuing to get better and better. So I would just, unless you're going to be a professional videographer, I would just stick with your phone for now. So guys, if you're concerned about getting smooth cinematic shots, I have a free training where I share my 3 top hacks for that, which you can access by going down into the description, clicking on the link, joining the group, and you'll see the training there. Thanks for watching the video and happy filming.